Killing innocent villagers for such a reason? It's unforgivable. Oh, snap! Afromia, are you still alive? Wait here a little longer. I'm going to check on Tifa. Oh my god, there's so much stuff happening. Hello everyone, Curious Corduroy here, and today we're going to be playing through Chapter 2 of the Before Crisis campaign in Ever Crisis, this one titled Turks Offensive. Alright, before we jump into Chapter 2, we have a little bit of housekeeping we have to do, because I am confusion. Looking at the notices here for the grand finale, this is everything that's going to be happening before Ever Crisis shuts down in October. So, tonight, August 5th, we're doing Chapter 2 of Before Crisis. Great. Next week is Chapter 12 of FF7. Lovely. This right here is showing August 26th is the finale for Before Crisis, Chapter 3. Now, the Ever Crisis account on Twitter did put out a graphic of the schedule. They're showing in that graphic that the finale of Before Crisis is taking place in September. Although looking at the graphic, the logo for Before Crisis kind of bleeds into August a little bit. So I have no clue if there's a discrepancy there. I don't know if it actually is taking place on August 26th or if it's in September now. I'm unsure. We'll find out after the week of August 12th. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I was a little confused, but I guess we'll just go by this. So at the end of the month will be the finale for Before Crisis. All right, Chapter 2, Turks Offensive. So the big thing to remember from Chapter 1, we got introduced to the huge group of the Turks. It's not just Reno and Rude and Sung. There's people like Rod, Afromia. They just recruited Azul, although we haven't seen him yet. So they're really expanding the Turks universe. We got first-hand experience with Rufus. In his machinations, he's essentially playing 4D chess against his dad, and he's winning. We also saw Avalanche HQ, and they're willing to go to some pretty heavy extremes to take down Shinra. They've kidnapped some soldiers, experimented on them. They kind of seemingly have like their own Hojo. They have someone who is pretty strong in Elfé, who is able to go toe-to-toe with Sephiroth. So there's a lot of characters in play. Again, this is my first introduction to Before Crisis. I never played it before until Ever Crisis, so a lot was happening. But Chapter 2, Main Section 1, Junon in Turmoil. Precarious First Step. All right. Let's see what happens in Chapter 2. And again, this is an abridged version of Before Crisis. All of the campaigns in Ever Crisis are truncated versions of their original story. So some stuff gets left out, some stuff gets glossed over. Junon. With Verdot removed from his position due to the leak, Heidegger, Director of Public Security, assumes command of the Turks. Yeah, so this was something that Rufus did. He managed to oust Verdot, who was the head of the Turks. Now Sung is seemingly going to be the replacement. As Avalanche attacks Junon again, Heidegger's reckless orders leave the Turks reeling, pushing Shinra to the brink. I really love the music too, it's so good. There's Junon. This is bad. There's too many of them. Sir, the enemy's numbers are massive. At this rate, we'll be overrun. Then it's time to deploy the army. Hold them off until the units are ready to move. Hold them off? We haven't even been briefed on the overall plan. Sir, please respond. Of course, can't rely on Heidegger. He got down there quick. Okay, there's Afromia and Rod. Sung, this is bad. Shinra is losing ground. There's Reno and Rude. You two, I'm glad you're safe. Everywhere we go, they're waiting for us. It's like they know our every move. Still, we have to hold the line. In a situation like this, how? Director. Yeah, I really like the music. Uh-oh. Okay, there's Verdot, the recently ousted Verdot. Mr. President, I need to speak with you. What do you want, Verdot? You know how much information I carry around in my head. If I were to go public with it, Shinra could collapse. Gonna threaten him? Are you threatening me? What is it you want? Command of the Turks. I removed you for your own sake, so you could focus on finding the traitor leaking our secrets. Rest assured, I will complete that mission as well. Fail, and it is your life. You know too much, as you said. I am fully aware, Mr. President. Some shady things happening at Shinra. Can't trust President Shinra. There's too many. What do we do? Attention, all Turks. Director? Attention, all Turks. I am once again assuming command. Director, you've returned. No time for getting sentimental. We repel this attack no matter what. Sung, the absence of the Ravens troubles me. Investigate their movements immediately. Ephromia, Rod, clear out the troops aboard the airship. Reno, Rude, head to the tower and secure the airport. Teamwork will see you through. Shotgun and Nunchaku teams, back up Reno's squad. Roger, Roger, Roger. I have faith in all of you. Move out. With Verdot restored, the Turks regain morale and drive Avalanche from Junon. Verdot simultaneously searches for the mole within Shinra and sets his sights on the aloof Hojo. Sets his sights. That's a tongue twister. Soon after, Hojo is abducted by Avalanche. To prevent further leaks of information, the Turks are sent on a rescue mission and are even joined by Sephiroth, but Hojo returns on his own. See, so they truncate a lot. Fuhido, that's the Avalanche scientist, reveals Elfé's powers to Hojo and asks him to join Avalanche, but Hojo refuses, as he held more interest in Sephiroth. This, incidentally, clears him of all suspicion. Meanwhile, at Avalanche headquarters, arguments erupt over the failed operation. This had not been a plan arranged by their supporter, but one solely hatched and carried out internally. My tongue is failing me. So they glossed over quite a bit. Okay, now we're at Avalanche HQ. No more rogue operations. Had I not warned you about Sephiroth, you'd all be dead. Remember that. Now then, I have new information. We've located the Cetra girl. I wonder if this is Rufus. A Cetra? I thought they were extinct. One survivor remains. This is top secret Shinra intel. Without me, you'd never have learned of her existence. We're grateful for your support. As a student of planetology, I am deeply interested in the Cetra. Then that's our target. Secure the Cetra before Shinra does. Make her reveal where the Promised Land is. Yeah, I would assume that was Rufus, because he's been playing both sides back and forth. Which we saw a lot of in the first Soldier story, seeing his relationship with Glenn, Matt, and Lucia, helping them out, but also like threatening them and being like, hey, if you ever like try to screw me over, I will destroy you guys. Section 2, post hoc encounter, full sprint to freedom. I'm a little bit stuffy today because my allergies are a mess. So excuse the tongue twisting stuff sometimes, it just happens. I'm assuming February 8th, 9? Midgar, Sector 5 slums. After a hard day's work, Euphromia rescues a girl being chased by Avalanche troops in the Sector 5 slums. The two hide and wait for the pursuers to leave the area. I wonder who this is. Aerith. Looks like her ribbon's over there. Why were they chasing you? I don't know. I have never seen them before. I see. In any case, we can't let them find you. I'll escort you home safely. Oh, you'll take me home? Of course. You don't need to worry about anything. I've got a name, you know. It's Aerith. I got a name, you know. I'm Euphromia, Aerith. Hold on just a little longer. Thank you, but I'm a little disappointed. I wanted to see the world outside Midgar. Have you ever seen it? Yes. Mountains, forests, the sea, snowy lands. I've traveled to many places, but it's better to see them for yourself. Yeah, but I'm a little scared, which she echoes at the end of 7 Remake, which that line of dialogue was changed, I believe, to closer resemble the Japanese line, and I think the finalized line is it the steel sky, I miss it, or the sky, I don't like it? One of them got changed to better match the Japanese version. Oh, my ribbon. It must have come loose. She's just a bebe here. My materia's gone too. I have to find it. Wait, if you go out now, we'll be found. That materia was left to me by my real mother. I thought I had it wrapped tight in my ribbon. All right, I'll go look for it. You stay right here, okay? Aerith. Thank you, Euphromia. It's right over there, but where's the materia? Euphromia. She must not know about me. I never knew there were Turks like her. Uh-oh. You're Aerith, right? There's someone I'd like you to meet. Please come with me. After finding the ribbon and materia, Euphromia searches for the missing Aerith and eventually arrives at the church. I am Elfé. I lead an anti-Shinra organization. Please allow us to protect you, Aerith. We seek to obstruct Shinra's operations and prevent the wasteful consumption of Mako. Protecting you from Shinra is part of our anti-Shinra activities, because at the same time, we are protecting the Promised Land. You want to know where the Promised Land is? But I really don't know. You lie! A Cetra has to know where the Promised Land is. Calm down, dude. Stop it, Shears. You're being disrespectful to Aerith. Thank you. Your voice. It sounds so familiar. Really? Have we met somewhere before? Unfortunately, I remember nothing about my past. Convenient. I don't think we've met. What's familiar is the voice resonating inside you. But it sounds like you're in pain. That is proof of the planet is in pain. That is proof that the planet is in pain. We are all part of the planet. As a Cetra, perhaps you are hearing the planet's voice. A Cetra? She's the one that Song has been searching for. Company. She's strapped. Damn. Stop. Not near the flowers, and he walks right into the flowers. Aerith, please don't worry. We'll dispose of her immediately. Don't step on the flowers. There's nowhere left to run. This is where you die. No, that's enough. Aerith, this woman is a Turk. She means only harm. I don't care. Don't step on the flowers. Yeah, Elfé's going through it. Elfé. It's the usual seizure. It looks like we're out of time. We should withdraw. Oh, so she's experiencing seizures. Aerith, please consider what we discussed earlier. Kind of makes me wonder if Elfé was someone that maybe they experimented on, like those soldiers we saw in Chapter 1, trying to create like a super soldier. Fromia, are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. That is huge! I found this. It's important to you, isn't it? That's a watermelon. Thank you. You wanted to see the outside world, didn't you? Aerith, then go. Escape somewhere no one will find you. Thank you, but I won't. I have to take care of the flowers in the church, in the garden. I have another mother waiting for me at home. So that's your choice. Then, let's get you home. That's one thing I always found funny about Aerith, is she has this like decent sized materia just like tied up in her ponytail and it just manages to stay. There's Sung. Fromia, why are you with Aerith? Aerith, please run. I'll take care of this. Fromia, thank you. Some inner turmoil between the Turks. Calm down, Fromia. I'm not trying to harm Aerith. It's true the company ordered me to secure her, but all I've done is ask for her cooperation. The knowledge of the Cetra will bring hope to the world. If we can find the Promised Land, people everywhere can have better lives. That's why I want her willing cooperation, though for now, she doesn't seem interested. So that's why you've continued your mission to secure the Cetra. No matter how many years it takes, I'll continue to wait for Aerith to give me a good answer. Meanwhile, Verdot receives word that all the workers at the Nibelheim reactor have vanished without a trace. The Turks are dispatched to investigate the cause. Uh-oh. Strange stuff always be happening in Nibelheim. And that reactor is one that Hojo was working on, right? Or was that before? So yeah, in Rebirth, they establish in the flashback, obviously, that the Nibelheim reactor becomes Hojo's little playground where he is incubating monsters. So this might be before it becomes that, like when it was like an actual functioning reactor that the town was using. Section 3, Disruptive Awakening. Calamity at the Snowy Village. Blah, 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 6 p.m. To investigate the disappearance, Fromia heads for the Nibel reactor. But after a helicopter accident, she must climb Mount Nibel. She meets Tifa, who is looking for her cat. That's so random. She continues toward the reactor with Tifa, but their path is blocked by a dragon. Sung, commanding in Verdot's absence, suspends the investigation and orders the Turks to descend. Fluffy. Hey, Fromia, do you know a guy named Cloud? Cloud. I was once assigned to the same mission as him before. Are you acquainted? Yeah, he's my childhood friend. He left the village 2 years ago, saying he'd become the greatest soldier ever. Before he left, we made a promise. If he became soldier and I was in trouble, he would come to save me. Aphromia, I still can't reach the director. By the president's decision, Sephiroth's unit will handle the reactor investigation instead. Shinra's private route can't be used, so arrange for someone to guide them through Mount Nibel. Understood. Oh! This is leading into the Nibelheim incident. Okay. Tifa, I have a favor to ask. I'd like you to guide the Shinra investigation team to the reactor. Okay, this is cool. It's tying into FF7 now. You don't need to worry about monsters. Sephiroth himself is leading the investigation team. Sephiroth? As in Soldier First Class Sephiroth? Okay, I'll do it. That's cool. You get a little behind the scenes of how Tifa was chosen. How the Turks were initially supposed to investigate the reactor. Dang. So if, Sephiroth and them never went, 7 wouldn't have happened. When Sephiroth's unit arrives in Nibelheim, Zack and Cloud are with him. For the first time in a long while, Aphromia has the chance to speak with them both. Oh, okay. The team departs for the Nibel reactor the next day with Tifa as their guide. Sephiroth returns alone after the mission and mysteriously shuts himself inside Shinra Manor. Uh-oh. Something seems to have happened to him inside the reactor, but details could not be extracted. Sung decides that Sephiroth needs to be monitored and assigns Aphromia. Oh, so the Turks were just in the background the entire time. And then Sephiroth makes his move. Yep. Dang. That Advent Children Sephiroth. It's funny how they keep using this one. They keep using this shot of Sephiroth from AC. Yeah, so the Turks were just in the background behind everything while this is going down. While Verdot is away, Sung is left in command. He is consumed with guilt, believing his own misjudgment has led to a major disaster. Meanwhile, Aphromia tails Sephiroth and arrives at the Nibel reactor. Oh, we're getting more stuff with Sephiroth. Okay, cool. Sephiroth, why did you set the village on fire? A prelude to the punishment I am exacting on you humans. A penance for stealing the planet from my mother, its rightful ruler. Stealing the planet? I am now the chosen ruler of this planet. I will reclaim it from your kind. Uh-oh. And then, all of you pillagers will be punished by my hand. That ain't gonna work. Killing innocent villagers for such a reason? It's unforgivable. Oh, snap! Aphromia, are you still alive? Wait here a little longer. I'm going to check on Tifa. Oh my god, there's so much stuff happening. Sephiroth, I'll make you pay. Oh, Fluffy was there. Cloud, going after Sephiroth is too reckless. Tifa, Zack. Tifa, stay with me. Someone's here to save you. It's Cloud. He kept his promise to you. Meow! Zangon. Tifa. Yeah, this we know about. Zangon saved her. They took her to Corel, or the doctor from Corel saved her. Tifa, are you alright? She's lost consciousness. Her injuries are severe. She needs immediate medical treatment. I will take care of Tifa. You're that martialist. I'm Zengan, Tifa's mentor. It was this cat that led me all the way here. Good job, Fluffy. Please take care of Tifa and be careful. There's so much more context they're adding. Afromia? Also, this rendition of One Winged Angel sounds different. Zack, are you alright? Take care of Cloud. Understood. Leave it to me. Don't test me. Ah, it hurts. No. Impossible. Swing. See you later, dude. Song. Sephiroth. Sephiroth has... Afromia. Calm down. Continue your report. Sephiroth fell into the reactor. He has most definitely... not died? Perished. So that was a lot. I'm curious to know if you're somebody who likes Before Crisis or experienced Before Crisis back in the day, what were your thoughts on that specific sequence? Because I could see it rubbing people the wrong way. I even don't know how to feel about it because it kind of like goes back and it doesn't retcon things, but it like retroactively adds characters that we know weren't there, like Afromia, because like that was one of the big issues of FF7 in the compilation, is that the compilation came after and then they tried to like retroactively put characters and plot points into the original story. Some of it worked, some of it didn't quite. So to know that the Turks were technically there in Nibelheim when Sephiroth snapped, and Afromia was also there and she was with Tifa, and it, like it's a little weird. I don't know how to feel about that, truthfully. Because it does kind of like change the that specific moment in particular, but it is kind of interesting, you know. Main section 4: disquieting scars, lingering conscience. Because we do know Zangan, you know, that's part of the main lore. Zangan did show up to save Tifa. In Rebirth, they mentioned that she was taken to, I believe the doctor in Corel is the one that fixed her up. Turks and other Shinra personnel rush to Nibelheim and begin dealing with the aftermath. Hojo arrives at the reactor and takes Zack and Cloud as research samples. Sung commands under extreme pressure in Verdot's absence. Reno and the others search for survivors, and Afromia is assigned to repairs for Shinra Manor. Also, Afromia just got slashed like super hard by Sephiroth and survived. What's going on there? She's got some plot armor. The classified documents marked for incineration. Are these the ones? Attempted experimentation on the victims of XXX. The goal was fusion between human bodies and materia. Result: failure. Direct fusion between humans and materia deemed impossible. Is this Hojo's research on Vincent? For ordinary humans, process is not feasible without prosthetics made from specific materials. They were really conducting experiments like this. Unbelievable. Or it could just be Hojo's random experiments that he's been doing at the reactor, which is why you see all the monsters in the incubators. No. Right now, I need to stay focused on the assignment. Nibelheim. Director, you're back. Look around, Verdot. Doesn't this scenery bring back memories? That unforgettable day I impressed my magnificent research findings upon you. I've come up with another brilliant experiment. I think I'll get started again, in that place. You mean the laboratory inside the manor? I thought you had abandoned it. Hardly a problem. One of your subordinates is refurbishing the lab as we speak. That place is dangerous. What are you saying? Removing danger is what Turks do, isn't it? So he basically, again, does what Hojo does. He doesn't give a crap about anyone's safety or well-being. He just uses people. After disposing of the documents, Afromia begins inspecting the underground my brain wanted to say laboratory, like Dexter's lab. Laboratory. It is spelt like laboratory, so. So the documented experiments were conducted here. Professor Hojo, what are you planning to do here this time? This place is as off-putting as ever. Verdo. Director, you finished dealing with the other situation? Yes. I'm sorry I had to be away at a time like this. How is the manor holding up? Any unusual incidents? It's quite cluttered from being abandoned for so many years, but no, nothing that's unusual. That's good to hear. Long ago, this place was replete with strange phenomena. That's why its use was suspended. Yeah, because Vincent didn't join the Turks yet, right? Or did he? Director, what is Professor Hojo planning to start here? Yeah, no, Vincent was already in the basement at this time. Damned if I know. That knowledge is outside of Turks' jurisdiction. Yeah, because that's what's always weird, is knowing that Vincent is technically asleep when Sephiroth is there and he's burning down the whole village. He's just not aware of it. What is this? Whoa. Is this Calm? Calm is burning? Yeah, Calm was replaced as well. Rebuilt like Nibelheim. Why Calm? Another director? Is this some kind of VR system? Something along those lines, yes. Jeez. Why did Calm come under fire? Damn, is my home still standing? So he was from Calm, okay. This... could it be? So this really is that day. That day? You mean this actually happened? I've never heard anything about Calm being bombed, because it covered it up. Of course you haven't. As a Turk, I erased this incident from history. On that day, I bombed Calm and lost my wife, my daughter, my home, my town, and even my right arm. I lost everything. Brutal. The victims were taken. No. Took the victims to the Shinra Manor laboratory, which is kind of mirroring what happens in Dirge. Calm gets attacked, people get kidnapped. Experimented on. You firebombed Calm? But why? Yeah, Deep Ground's whole thing was like flooding the live stream to try and activate Omega Weapon to trick it into thinking that the planet was dying, so that way the live stream could be taken up and transported. So we're just going everywhere. Jeez. Begin the bombing run. Target calm. What? Something's interfering with the comms. It's 50 kilometers north of Calm. Do you copy? Respond. Oh. It was an accident. You weren't targeting Calm. Even so, Calm was bombed all the same, and obliterated. I turned Calm into a sea of flames. That sucks. My wife, my daughter, I killed them. All I had left was this prosthetic arm, the one Hojo forced onto me in the Shinra Manor laboratory. Because of you, everyone died, all to cover up your mistake. You, I'll never forgive. Trippy. I can never forgive myself. Director, were those visions the truth? Did that incident really happen? This is what a Turks business is. Even after losing your own daughter, you have to continue working without a hint of hesitation or emotion. I'm glad you understand. Now, let's leave this place. It's happening again. That same tragedy inside this manor. So that sounds familiar. I feel like I've heard about that before, about Calm being bombed on accident. I just don't remember where. So that is kind of familiar. That is very dark, though. So what was he trying to bomb then? Trying to think, what's around Calm in the original game? You go from Calm to the grasslands area to the what do you call it? Mithril mines. I'm trying to think of the map. Disquieting Stars. Tragedy at the Snowy Village. Yeah, because that sounds familiar. I vaguely remember hearing about Calm being bombed on accident. I just don't remember what it was from. Professor Hojo, preparations in the manor have been completed. It's about time. Now hurry and move all the survivors to the laboratory, just like during the Calm cover-up. Dude, read the room. All of you, begin. Director, what will happen to the survivors taken to the manor? They're going to receive treatment, right? Oh no, something far better than treatment. They shall become samples to realize my magnificent theorems. Furthering my research while silencing witnesses at the same time. Remarkably efficient, wouldn't you agree? That's... If a whole village suddenly turns up empty, rumors will spread fast. We'll recreate the village using Shinra personnel. Ugh. Your opinions count for nothing. Now hurry up and carry them in. Director, this assignment is too far beyond the pale. I can't abide it. Very well. Your assignment ends here. I'll handle the rest myself. After that day, I began killing every last emotion I had left in order to keep working. Work was my only escape from regret and loss. After losing my family, the Turks were all I had left. That's why I don't want any of you to become like me. I'll handle this entire cover-up alone. And that's the cool thing too, they give more dynamics to the Turks. They're not just like mustache-twirling bad guys. They question things and they go, like, this seems like we're going way too far, like Sung just did there. This just leaves too rotten a taste. Is this what the Turks are about? Tell me, Chief. Zack, Cloud, I'm sorry. If I knew this was going to happen, I would have helped you escape. Fluffy survived. Fluffy, thank goodness you're safe. Friend of yours, Chief? You have to run away now. It's too dangerous for you to stay here. Don't worry about Tifa. I won't tell anybody about her. Aw, and that's what leads Fluffy to get lost in the mountains of Nibel, and you gotta go find her in Rebirth. Cute. It must be nice being a cat. I was kind of free like a cat before joining the company. Probably every other Turk too, right? If I stopped being a Turk, could I live strongly on my own? Like that cat? It also kind of mirrors the Crisis Core situation with Cisne, where in this one, Euphromia didn't know what was going to happen to Zack and Cloud, so they end up getting taken into the mansion. And in Crisis Core, after escaping the mansion, Cisne finds them, and she knows the right thing to do is to let them go. So that's kind of interesting. I hear you went to Nibelheim. What happened to my special order? I won't tolerate delays. Of course, we've located Avalanche's headquarters. It's in Wutai. Well done, Verdot. That area bears an especially strong resentment toward our company. I suppose it's an ideal haven for them. We have also identified the informant. So we finally smoked them out. Tell me, who is this traitor leaking company secrets to Avalanche? Your son. The informant is... Yeah, and this is what's funny. Rufus just straight up gets caught. And then his dad is just like, yeah, well, you can still work for the company, but I'm going to keep tabs on you. So it's kind of funny how that works. So yeah, the whole situation kind of mirroring Crisis Core to a degree, with Euphromia not knowing what was going to happen to Zack and Cloud. And then in Crisis Core, Cisne, which I don't know when Cisne joins. I don't remember. Is she considered new in Crisis Core? I don't recall. It's been a minute since I played. That's pretty cool. But the whole Nibelheim thing is kind of weird. It's like the Turks were always there, and you get to see like the behind the scenes of how Cloud and Zack end up in the manor, the cover up of the town being blown to smithereens and being rebuilt. Because when Cloud and Tifa take the party back to Nibelheim, they're like, hang on a second, this place was burned, and now suddenly it's just back? And they can tell like something isn't quite right. The people there aren't who they remember or recognize as being people from the town. So, main section 5, Hopes and Vows, Fortress of Mayhem. I'm assuming this is the last section of Chapter 2. Wutai. The Turks moved to destroy Avalanche's headquarters. Elfé is made aware of the attack by the informant, Rufus, who shares the same goal of punishing Shinra and protecting the planet. So he says. That's not his real goal. He wants to oust his dad and become head of Shinra. Avalanche is able to make ample preparations. Under the command of their leader, Elfé, they brace for the Turk assault. We will meet Shinra's attack with everything we have. This is a life or death operation. Those who are afraid or do not think they will survive may leave now. Also shows like the opposing views of Avalanche and Shinra. Hojo, Shinra very much have no problem with disposing of people. Avalanche is very much like, even though they can be kind of extreme, they're very much like, you can leave if you want. We're not going to force you to be here. You will fight beside me. You have my thanks. I would not be standing here now if it were not for you. You helped me when I was a wanderer with no memory and fostered me to become a leader. I will repay this debt by protecting you all. I vow that I will protect you with my life. We stand with you, Lady Elfé. We stand with you, Lady Elfé. We stand with you, Lady Elfé. Death is but a brief parting, for our souls will surely return to the planet. Let us face Shinra without fear. I'm going to assume they don't make it. Shinra must be punished. Yeah. More Cape's freaking out. Elfé, another seizure? We need treatment now. It's all right. I will go. I must protect everyone. But if something were to happen to you, who would lead Avalanche? Surviving so Avalanche can live to fight another day is also a worthy way to repay your debt. But do whatever you think is best, Elfé. I'll protect you no matter what. Cheers. Thank you. Dude, look at the water. Some fancy water down there. So this is where Avalanche's headquarters are. I have to live up to the director's expectations for assigning me this mission. Yuffie. Always running into people. Ow! Sorry, didn't see you there. I'm alright. Are you hurt at all? No, I'm totally fine. No problem at all. Oh. Hey, that jewel you're carrying, it's pretty. This is called materia, a source of power filled with the planet's wisdom. It can be used for many different things. Materia, huh? Now that's good to know. Is this where her fascination with materia starts? Oh, hold on. This area is dangerous, so please hurry home. That's funny. Yuffie's fascination with materia started by running into Aphromia. Aphromia infiltrates Avalanche's headquarters and overcomes enemy resistance, successfully planting the bomb. At that moment, the girl from earlier appears before her once again. You're the girl from earlier. Wait, are you also with Avalanche? Don't lump me in with those losers. I'm Yuffie. I came here to get my revenge on them. Look at her little character portrait. They say that before I was born, Wutai was way livelier and stronger, but now Avalanche has moved in and they've ruined everything. But in the end, it's all Shinra's fault. Wutai lost the war against Shinra, so now everyone's scared that they might come back. That's why I'm gonna beat down both Shinra and Avalanche all by myself. I'll make Wutai strong again. It's funny to know her position on Avalanche back then. I can grant one of your wishes, but first, we need to get out of this place. It's about to be blown up. Seriously? But the front entrance just got sealed off, so we can't get out. What? Then we need to find an escape route quickly. You're in luck, because I know a secret passage. I can escort you out safely, lady, so be thankful. My name is Euphromia. Yuffie, I put myself in your hands. I don't think so. You're not getting out of here alive. Shears. Yeah. Run, Yuffie. Save yourself. You hurt my compatriots, and for that, I will never forgive you. Yeah, that's also kind of the downside, is we don't get combat in this story, because as far as I know, none of the Turks are playable in Ever Crisis, so they just kind of have to describe battles, or you get like the little chibi battles. The operation succeeds and Avalanche headquarters is destroyed. However, Euphromia never reports back. Sung arrives at the scene to assess the situation. Oh god. It's completely wrecked. I wonder if Euphromia is okay. You know Euphromia? Yeah, you know her too? Yes, we're colleagues. Colleagues, huh? The people here were anti-Shinra, and you attacked them, so that means... Oh, she's still alive. Sung, and Yuffie too. Thank goodness you're both safe. Yep, Yuffie learned now. Get away from me. I hate you. You're both with Shinra, aren't you? You came here to ruin Wutai again, didn't you? I hate anti-Shinra groups, but I hate Shinra even more. Get out of Wutai. You tell him, Yuffie. Later, Yuffie would then join Avalanche, which is kind of funny. The operation was a success. Avalanche headquarters has been destroyed. The credit goes to you, Euphromia. I also eliminated 3 top-level members, Elfé, Fujito, Shears, but I didn't think my being in Shinra would hurt Yuffie that deeply. Am I truly where I'm supposed to be? She took them out! Avalanche is obliterated, and the flames of anti-Shinra sentiment are snuffed out. However, the impact of their activists had shaken the public's trust in Shinra. Yep. To restore the company's image, President Shinra decides to broadcast the launch of a Shinra rocket to the entire world. So she just straight up took out Elfé, Shears, and Fujito? Or is she lying? Yeah, I was about to say, she just like beat their butts. Everything is proceeding according to plan. Shinra believes Avalanche has been completely destroyed. The Turks director had grown suspicious of me and tightened surveillance, but this should allow me to move more freely again. Shinra has no idea that the leaders they eliminated were mere decoys created with materia. They must be reveling in their victory, so they used materia as decoys. But there were sacrifices on our side as well. If I had been able to move properly, I could have lessened the damage. Elfé, don't overexert yourself. Your seizures haven't stopped, have they? We'll finish them once and for all next time. During the rocket launch ceremony, kill my father while his guard is down. Cold-blooded. Log in after 7. I did that. Main section 6, Beyond the Skies, Entangled Intentions. There's a whole lot going on, dude. So Rufus is kind of able to do his thing right now because of the distraction of the big blow up. Blah, 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 rocket launch base. Preparations enter their final stage for the world's first space rocket launch. To witness this historic moment, Shinra executives gather one after the other. However, sabotage at the hands of Avalanche results in the theft of the oxygen tank, placing the entire launch in jeopardy. Sid! Mr. President, the launch should be cancelled. Forcing a launch without confirming safety protocols would be reckless. It's too late to cancel now. The entire world is watching this launch. Besides, the rocket's pilot, Mr. Highwind here, says there's no problem. Yeah, no problem at all. The replacement oxygen tank's been checked as we speak by one hell of a mechanic. You do realize your life is at stake, do you not, Sid? Mr. President, do you truly not care what happens to your pilot? It's all fine by me. If I can't go to space, I'm as good as dead anyway. If we cancel now, who knows when I'll get another chance. This launch is being broadcast live worldwide. Mr. Worldwide, if it fails, everyone will know, and our company will suffer immense reputational damage. If the launch fails, we'll simply replace it with footage of a successful launch to placate the public. Shinra will be no worse for wear. Gee, art imitates life. Propaganda lying to the public. This launch must reestablish Shinra's influence and restore the trust we lost during the Avalanche debacle. We need to restore stability to the world. It's settled then. I guess I'll get going. Need to light a fire under those mechanics. So this then leads into... come on, don't scamper around. We'll escort you. Yeah, this leads into Sid not being able to launch the rocket because of Shara, right? The next day, Avalanche's sabotage continues, but thanks to a full group effort from the Turks, the launch countdown finally begins. One strange incident after another, but at last, we're at the launch sequence. We cannot let our guard down until the very end. I will personally protect both you and the Vice President, but please remain cautious. Damned Verdot, never leaving the old man's side for even a moment. Avalanche can't make a move. Seems I'll have to give up for today, but I will stand at the top of Shinra. No matter what it takes, I'll have him removed. Sephiroth does it for him. You guys really helped me out. Tell the other ones, like that martial arts girl and the old ex-detective, that I said thanks. It's all part of the job. I'll bring back a bunch of good stories after romping around the cosmos. I'm looking forward to it. Well, I'll be off then. Safe travels. Good luck. Yeah, this does not go according to plan. Unfortunately for Sid. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. However, the space rocket Shinra 26 never left the launch pad. And thus, Shid's dream. Shid's dream is ruined. Sid's dream is ruined. And we have that cool image of the leaning rocket. What? Why is it not launching? There may have been an incident. Sid aborted the launch after discovering that one of the mechanics was stranded aboard the rocket. He may have been prepared to sacrifice his own life, but apparently not the life of another. Old man, we've devoted exorbitant funds to this launch. How exactly do you intend to take responsibility? I'll think about it. Later, during an executive board meeting, Rufus proposes a motion following the failed launch to suspend Shinra's space program indefinitely, and it passes. Meanwhile, even after the destruction of their headquarters, Avalanche's sabotage activities show no signs of slowing, and the Turks are made aware of a potentially cataclysmic event. Yeah, poor Sid. So you get a little bit more backstory. We know how it happens, but like seeing like who actually gets involved in the launch and how it fails, we see that in mainline FF7. Main Section 7. Inevitable merging of fates. Crossing of fates. This is a longer chapter. It's kind of interesting that they would choose to show that, because it doesn't seem super consequential other than like showcasing that Rufus is actively trying to make a move to stop his dad. What is this? This music? I feel like I'm a hacker in the early 2000s, 90s. Like, I'm hacking the mainframe. Mount Corel. Successfully feigning its own destruction, Avalanche seizes the initiative and occupies the site of a reactor being constructed at Corel. To reclaim the site, the Turks infiltrate individually through multiple different routes, advancing through the mines. Euphromia meets a miner eager for the reactor's completion. Oh, it's Barrett! They're adding all kinds of people here. They're sabotaging the construction. You gotta be kidding me. The reactor is our village's hope. Once it's finished, Corel will prosper again. I won't let anyone get in the way of that. I've come to reclaim the reactor so that its construction can resume. Well, that's a relief. Here, I'll show you a shortcut to the reactor. Poor Barrett. Oh, right. I almost forgot. The name's Barrett. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Euphromia. Lead the way, Barrett. Barrett was so hopeful. He trusted Shinra. He thought they were going to do right by them and then just get screwed over. The mine exit's just ahead. The Corel reactor is right nearby. Uh-oh. Whoa. Ah. Barrett, are you all right? I'm fine, but I don't think I can get over there. I can make it on my own from here. Thank you for all your help. Corel's future is in your hands. Make sure you take back that reactor. You have my word. Also, Barrett's just there for a cup of coffee. He's in it just for a cameo. It's kind of funny how they do this. Just plopping some of the characters in as like fan service. Making her way through the well-prepared Avalanche troopers defending the site, Euphromia finally makes it inside the reactor. I like this music. Odd. There were so many troopers outside the reactor, but nobody inside. Okay, Rufus. You penetrated these heavy defenses and made it all the way here. You certainly live up to the Turks' name. Mr. Vice President, what is the meaning of this? All of you, seize the Vice President, now. Uh-oh. It was the Vice President who was leaking our information and manipulating Avalanche for his own ends. Mr. Vice President, by order of the President, I'm placing you in custody. Verdot, as Director of the Turks, I expected you to possess better judgment. Greetings, Turks. It's been a long time. Fujito. Just hanging out. Fujito, this is an egregious breach of contract. I never directed you to occupy the Corel reactor, but eliminate these Turks, and we'll call it even. That is most generous of you, Mr. Vice President. However, I must say no to you. Oh, snap. You think it's wise to defy me? Defy me? I will cut off your funding. We no longer require your support. We've reconstructed our organization and are starting anew. You. Well then, loyal troopers, rid the world of the Vice President and the Turks. Dang, they all got swords. Protect the Vice President. We're all escaping the reactor together. Rufus has been double-crossed. Fujito, the explosions are in place. We can detonate the reactor at any time. That voice. Felicia? You're alive. I thought you died in the explosion at Calm. Is this his wife or his daughter? Calm. Explosion. A laboratory. The experiment has failed. Dispose of the sample. We'll observe Verdot's progress next. You have to hold on. I'll get you treatment soon. Oh, it's his daughter. I'm off duty today, so we have some time to play together. That's a twist. Holy crap. Father? Father? And she's out. Uh-oh. It's finally begun. Recovering her memories has served as the trigger. My preparations are now complete. Yeah, he's very Hojo-like, but for Avalanche. Hear me, worthless peons. You will return to the planet to facilitate its healing. Oh, snap. Oh, it's just the game switching positions. I thought she died. Elfé, hang in there. I will save you. Felicia. Bye, Felicia. Director, you have to go after Elf. Go after Felicia. But I am a Turk. A reunion like this rarely ever occurs. And it's gonna go to waste if you don't hurry. Leave the rest to us. Follow your heart, Director. You've always protected us, Director. Now it's our turn to protect you. Aw. In a weird kind of twisted way, the Turks really care about each other. I'm grateful. I'm delegating the President's secret order to you. Detain the Vice President at Turks HQ and keep him under observation. Turks, who are privy to classified information, will never leave Shinra alive. You will be eliminated. Mr. Vice President, your misconduct is known only to the President and the Turks. We will protect your secret. None of the brass will know. And the cost of your silence is to let go? Fine. And as my last duty, I relay this message to you from the President. Confine yourself to Turks HQ and gain more perspective. Oh, snap! The President has always planned for you to succeed him in due time. All parents want nothing but the best for their children. President Shinra just told his son, you are grounded at Turks HQ. That is hilarious. I leave the rest to all of you. Sung, the Turks are yours. Okay, so this is how Sung becomes the leader. Yes, sir. Thank you for everything. You should hurry. Fujito plans to blow this place to oblivion. Reno, rude. Carve out a path. Euphromia, Rod, protect the rear. We will escort the Vice President safely to Midgar. There's so many twists and turns and double crosses and... Uh-oh. There's more. They're not running despite detonation being imminent. They're actually chasing us. We're all going to be caught up in the explosion. Euphromia, heads up. God damn. Someone just yoinked her. I didn't see who it was. Rod, where's Euphromia? She fell into the reactor. Shears suddenly dropped down from the air, and she got tangled up. It was Shears. The light was so bright I couldn't see what was happening. I believe she's still alive. You all should too. Yeah, she's a Turk, after all. So, they don't show it here. Maybe it's not. I was starting to wonder if maybe Avalanche HQ was technically responsible for the reactor being blown up, which would then trigger Barrett's journey. But I'm trying to remember what happened. Because it was, the way they explain it in this story is Shinra's the one that ended up just like saying F the reactor, right? Main section 8, Chaos bears its fangs. Underground boundary. I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. I did not expect this chapter to be as long as it is. And I'm stuffed up, so I'm kind of tripping over my words. This is not an acoustic environment for me to be doing this. Apologies for stumbling on the words. I normally read very well, but my allergies, my tongue's getting tied up. It's been a long day. 1 p.m. My cursor's on the screen. This is the lowest level of the reactor. I have to report to Sung. No service. It's no use. You're too deep down to get a signal. Shinra's mobile service is not very good. Don't move. Relax. I have no intention of fighting. I don't stand a chance against a Turk right now. Not in my condition. He walked with a limp. You're injured. I fell too, but I'm unhurt. Could it be that you broke my fall? We don't have time for this casual chit-chat. The reactor's been blown up, and all the exits have been sealed off. Oh, so maybe this was the cause. This place could cave in at any minute. If you don't want to be buried alive, I suggest we team up to find a way out. Team up? You and I? I've been briefed on the layout of this reactor by Rufus. Can you say the same? You're going to need a guide. Uh-oh. Don't move, or I'll shoot Shears. Bluffing's not going to work. Just shoot them. Again, people are turning on their own people. Twists and turns, double crosses turning into triple, quadruple crosses, menage a trois. We need to get out of here before the Ravens wake up again. Why are you being chased by the Ravens? I've been banished from Avalanche. I tried to help Elfé, but Fujito threw me down here. Yeah, Fujito is a nutcase. Banished? Did something happen between you and Fujito? Fujito's real goal is to extend the life of the planet as much as possible. And to do that, he wants to return all life to the planet. Oh, so... So he wants to save the planet, but he's going through extreme means to do so. Which is kind of funny. That might be what Sephiroth is doing in the remake trilogy. And Hojo is all about dissecting people, creating the monsters, learning more, getting knowledge, finding the promised land. Total genocide. How would he even do such a thing? He's still a maniac, though. He plans to use Elfé's power, but that's not what she wants. Elfé, the director's daughter. If she doesn't want to go through with it, then it won't happen, right? No, there's no telling what Fuhiro has planned. Elfé is in danger. Look at this. There's a pyramid-shaped crystal inside. It's an unusual materia. A materia just like this one is embedded into the back of Elfé's hand. Ew. If Elfé's materia activates, all life is going to return to the planet. But Fuhiro hasn't found the way to activate it yet. Oh, that's dastardly. I have to rescue Elfé before he does. I'll help you. Help me rescue Elfé? Why would a Turk do such a thing? Elfé is our director's daughter. Besides that, to end all life on the planet, I won't just sit back and let that happen. So dang, jeez. Why is someone like you working for Shinra of all places? You know firsthand how blood-stained their hands are. That's... My parents were killed by Shinra. I was picked up off the streets by a band of thieves, and that's how I was raised, hating Shinra. I could do without all the bright screens. I eventually became the leader of the band and ran wild all over the world. I was taking out my hatred for Shinra on the weak. But then I met Elfé. I was just a stupid kid who didn't know what it meant to be alive, and she bested me easily. But then she asked me to join her so that we could defeat Shinra together. That's when I made up my mind. I would always stay by Elfé's side, and always protect her, no matter what. It's a very like big brother, little sister coded. It's starting to crumble. We should go. Yeah, the extremes of both sides of Shinra and Avalanche are actually pretty interesting. Fuhiro wanting to extend the life of the planet but committing genocide to do so. Hojo just being a maniac who has no regard for anyone's life. The way out is just ahead. And they woke up. Shears. Oof. Why? I don't know. My body just reacted. I'll hold them off. You should get out of here quickly. You have to save Elfé, don't you? Watch out. Damn. He saved her by pimp slapping her. Go, and please, save Elfé. Oh, that's the end of him. Cheers. I will save her. I promise. After escaping the reactor, Afromia is transported to the Shinra building in critical condition. Doctors say that her chances of recovery are slim. Jeez! Meanwhile, President Shinra assigns all blame for the reactor explosion to the people of Corel, ordering Scarlet to burn their village to the ground. So this was the catalyst for Barrett. Jeez, man. So technically it was Avalanche HQ's fault, right? Rufus is officially announced to be away on an extended business trip behind the scenes. The Turks work to conceal his misconduct while keeping him under house arrest in their HQ. Yeah, so... yeah, Avalanche wanted to blow up that reactor. Technically, we're successful. Shinra just happened to be there with the Turks. So yeah, technically Avalanche HQ, Avalanche proper, are the reason why Barrett's life goes to crap. Dang, that's twisted. And then he would later join Avalanche. Granted, they would splinter off into their own splinter cell, but that's nuts. Keep Rufus under constant watch. Make sure he never pulls a foolish stunt like that again. You can count on the Turks, sir. Good, because from this point on, you're going to lead them. In fact, I have a fitting inaugural assignment for you, Director. Smoke out Verdot and eliminate him. He knows too many of Shinra's secrets. Jeez. Understood, sir. Cold-blooded. Oh, how do you just end it there? Oh, man. I felt like I was starting to, like, find my groove. Jeez. Okay, that was a long one. Was not expecting this to be as long as it was. Normally, they're, like, 5 sections. This was freaking 8 sections. Over an hour. Like, almost an hour and a half. That's pretty nuts. Okay, there's a lot happening here. So, Verdot, the former leader of the Turks, his daughter is Elfé, who has materia in her hand that, if activated, will wipe out everyone, forcing everyone to return to the planet. So I'm wondering if we'll learn more about Fuhido's actual, like, the details of what he's doing. Like, does he know about Omega Weapon? Does he know what will happen to the life stream if they, like, literally girdle the planet? And now Sung is tasked with finding Verdot and taking him out after they were so loyal to him and trusted him and, like, had that really kind of beautiful moment together where they're like, yeah, we're all Turks. We trust you and believe in you. Like, that is, I'm curious to see how that's going to turn out in chapter 3. But yeah, Avalanche HQ technically being the catalyst then for Barrett. They set the bomb off in the reactor. It goes off. And then to cover it up, Shinra blames the people of Corel. So, yeah, so Barrett technically blames Shinra, which he's not wrong to, because Shinra brings the reactor to them, which starts this whole mess. And then even though it was Avalanche HQ that blows up the reactor, Shinra blaming it on the people would be enough for Barrett to be like, yeah, I hate Shinra, because he knows, like, Scarlet gets sent there, murders people, makes it even worse. So that's pretty cool. That adds a little bit more layers to Barrett's backstory. In that regard, Shears is dead, seemingly, unless he escapes. Euphromia is in critical condition. No idea what's going to happen to her. All the Wutai stuff with Rufus. I knew about Rufus getting caught, which is super hilarious to me. It's like, dude, like, you were so messy. And then you get caught and your dad is basically like, you're grounded. We're not going to let you do anything. You're just going to be confined to Turks HQ. Think about what you've done. Go sit in the corner, kind of thing. The one thing that was really kind of odd, I don't know how to feel about it, was the Nibelheim stuff. Because we all know it to be Sephiroth, Cloud, Zack, Tifa. But to know that the Turks were actually there too, and Euphromia was in the mix, that feels kind of like revisionist history, which again is what they had to do with the compilation by retroactively placing new story threads and characters into, like, very iconic sections. So that was a little weird. Euphromia is seemingly like one of the strongest Turks in all of existence, because she took a slash from Sephiroth and survived. She gets beaten up like crazy in this story. Seems to be okay, but she's in critical condition at the end there. So yeah, a whole lot of stuff to process. And then Elfé being Verdot's daughter. The bombing of Calm. Again, the bombing of Calm I remember hearing about somewhere at some point in time. I just don't remember where. So to know that Verdot accidentally caused that, they would then rebuild Calm, much like they rebuild Nibelheim. We do see how Cloud and Zack technically get captured and placed into the tubes in Midgard. So I'm thinking about, like, the timeline of FF7 and this game. So yeah, Before Crisis is technically, like, starting around Crisis Core, and then it takes place during Crisis Core, and then parts of like maybe early FF7. There's a lot going on, so chapter 3 is probably going to be long as well, so we'll have to wait and see what happens in that one. But yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff to process there, whole lot of crazy stuff going down in that section. So for the most part, I think it's pretty good. And also, we have not met this person yet. We haven't met this person either. Is that supposed to be Azul? Or is that Verdot? Is this supposed to be Azul? Because they just gloss over that. Azul is very much just mentioned in passing. Like, yeah, we recruited this guy named Azul. He's going to be a Turk. We haven't seen him again, so. Rude. Reno. Sung. Yeah, I don't know who this is. I don't know who that is. Although it looks like she's a fighter. So, yeah. My brain is just kind of like thinking about everything. There's a whole lot to process there. So basically in the next chapter, we'll see what happens to Verdot. We'll see what happens to Elfé. Obviously, the materia does not get activated because nobody gets wiped out. The story of FF7 has to happen. So we'll see that. We might not get more Rufus unless they decide to show him at Turks HQ, just kind of being like on probation. So yeah, I'm just thinking again of the timeline of FF7 where things are lining up, because they have a few years in between like the Nibelheim incident and FF7 proper starting. So it's getting interesting at points for sure. That twist towards the end with Verdot and Elfé, Avalanche going really far. There's some interesting stuff happening for sure. So I'm very curious to see what happens in chapter 3, because they managed to stuff a lot in here, even though they had to kind of gloss over a lot of stuff. But for the most part, it's like, wow, people getting double crossed and triple crossed and turning on one another, enemies teaming up. There's a lot of crazy stuff. And then I do kind of appreciate the little cameos here and there, like the little fan servicey moments of Barrett being in the mine, which he didn't really have to be there. That's kind of interesting. Zack showing up, Cloud, all of that stuff. Sephiroth again at Nibelheim. So there's a lot of crazy stuff. It's a lot to process, but I am very curious about chapter 3 now. But with that being said, that's the video. This is getting really long. I'm losing my voice. I stumbled quite a bit in this one. Again, apologies for like stuttering or misreading things. As I get older, I do question, on a serious note, if I am dyslexic. Because I do find that I mix up words and numbers and letters consistently. I think I might legitimately be dyslexic. So that's something I should probably look into, because I notice that I sometimes stumble when I'm reading things. So it is what it is. But with that being said, I am Curious Corduroy. Please let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below on this chapter 2 of Ever Crisis, Turks Offensive. Again, if you're someone who experienced the original Before Crisis, let me know what you guys thought of this interpretation, stuff that got cut out, maybe things that were done differently. Was there any like dialogue or character things that were changed? I'm always very curious to see comparisons from this version of the game to the original that people may have experienced back in the day. So I will see you guys in the next video. I am Curious Corduroy. Please remember to always be excellent to one another.